Good afternoon, everyone. This is day 3 of self-quarantine for me. I have my high school gym shirt on. It's 35 years old, almost 36. So for those of my fellow green and golds out there, Fortiter Recte, I'm really in the mood to do yoga today. And I will confess that I'm not super good about doing a home practice, but here we are. What better time than now? So what I'm going to be doing today is just, some simple moves. I don't have a specific plan. Just going to kind of follow my own sensations about where I want to go. Believe it or not, I do not have any yoga blocks in my apartment. I do have yoga mats, but I don't have any yoga blocks. So I have, watch this, that famous step stool that I told you about that my brother made probably several years ago now. And I have, some Goya Oboya cans that I'll definitely be able to use to place my hands in certain poses. So if you don't have blocks, even if you don't have a yoga mat, you don't need any of those things. You could have your carpet, you could have a towel. You could even, if you have, like a regular floor, if you don't have a mat to put under, you could just use a towel underneath your knees doing certain poses. So we don't need to have any special equipment to do this. All right, so here we go. And we're gonna do moving meditation today. So I'm not gonna talk really about breathing in this practice, but you will hear me saying when to breathe and when not to breathe. And I don't know, let's see what happens, right? So let's stand at the back of the mat or wherever you are with your feet underneath your hips. So about 2 fist distance between your feet. Let's take a long inhale to lift the arms up, preferably through the nose if you can. Gaze at your thumbs or just lift your chin. And exhale, bring your arms back by your side. Inhale to lift the arms out and up. Lift the chin or gaze at your thumbs. And exhale, release the arms back by your side. And one more time, inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Inhale, lift arms out and up. And as you exhale, let knees soften as you dive over the legs, taking the arms out, wide, and down. Inhale and lift up halfway. And for a little extra work, let your arms come along your side and exhale, release back down. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and lift up. And exhale, bring your arms back by your side. And let's do that 2 more times. Inhale to lift arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale to lift up halfway, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms out, taking a reverse swan dive. Then exhale, arms by your side. And last time, take that whole inhale to lift arms out and up. Take the whole exhale to swan dive over the legs. Inhale and lift up to a flat back. And exhale and release. Then stay here as you breathe in. And as you exhale, start to walk your hands forward. Let your knees soften as much as you need to until you walk out into a downward facing dog. Blow any dust off of your mat that you might notice. And inhale and come forward to plank. So plank is like the top of a push-up. As you exhale, slowly reach back for down dog. So once again, it's the whole inhale, preferably breathing in through the nose if possible, and exhale through the nose also if possible, but not required. Remember, there's no wrong way to breathe. And then one more time, inhale forward to plank, especially under these circumstances, and exhale, release back down. Beautiful. Inhale forward to plank, and as you exhale, let your knees just drop to the floor as you come into a table position. Bring your elbows down to the floor right underneath your shoulders and interlace your fingertips. Now, as you interlace your fingertips and create this fist, press the fist down so that you are distributing the weight of your forearms evenly into the forearms. inhale, bring your chin past your fist, and exhale, reach back. This is a variation of dolphin push-ups if you're familiar. Inhale to bring the chin forward, and take that whole exhale to go back. And once again, no matter how it is that you're breathing, take that whole inhale to move forward, and that whole exhale to take it back. Go ahead and release your fingertips. Press them into the mat and keep your elbows lifted. Hold here, breathe here. And as you exhale, start to walk your fingertips over to the right side. Go as far as you'd like to go, but try to keep your chest more in the center so that you can get that length going down the left side of your body. Hold here and breathe. And as you exhale, walk your way back to center. Pause and reach those fingertips a little further out in front of you. And then as you exhale, start to walk your fingertips over to the left side. This time, going as far as you want to until you feel that nice lengthening going down the right side of the body. As you exhale, once again, walk your fingertips back into center. Hold here, breathe. And as you exhale, start to walk your fingertips towards your knees as you roll up to sit on your heels. Then inhale, lift up into Bali pose. Not sure why they call it Bali, but they do. And then exhale all the way to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale to a closed knee child's pose. Big breath in. As you exhale, walk your hands back towards your knees. Fix your shirt and then inhale, lift up into Bali. And exhale, downward facing dog, so no rush. And one more time, inhale forward to plank. Exhale, child's pose. One big breath here. Exhale, walk your hands back. Inhale, lift up, and exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale and lift your right leg up and back. And as you exhale, bring your right foot outside your right hand. Now you might need to grab hold of your ankle and bring it forward with your hand, which is fine. And then from here, just hug your right knee in towards your right upper arm as you keep your left leg long. Bend your elbows a little or a lot, especially if you have a tendency to kind of lock your elbows, make them soft. Take another breath and exhale. Then inhale and lift your hips a little higher. And as you exhale, step your left foot outside your left hand. Now, if you have a cool little step stool like my brother made, or a yoga block, you might like to come and sit as you find your way into this squat position. Let your toes point out, but let your ankles be underneath your knees. You can gently use your elbows to press your thighs outward. We're going to hold here for another couple of breaths. So let's do this. Let's inhale and kind of relax through the lower body. And as you exhale, begin to zip up and squeeze in and up from the lower body to the navel, up over the crown of the head. Inhale, let that all be easy and relaxed. And exhale, zipping up. In yoga, we call it Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, all the way up to the top of the head. And then again, inhale. And if you don't know what those things are right now, don't worry about it. We can talk about it another time. And exhale, squeeze back in. Inhale, bring your hands back to the mat as you lift your seat. Move your equipment out of the way and heel toe your feet closer together. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. Then inhale, take arms all the way out and lift up. And exhale, bring your arms back by your side. Inhale, sweep arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale, step your right foot back. And exhale all the way to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Take that whole exhale to bring the left foot outside the left hand. Once again, please feel free to grab that ankle, bring it forward. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Elbows just a little bit bent as you lengthen through that right leg. Hug your left knee gently in towards your left upper arm. Inhale, lift your hips a little higher. And as you exhale, step that right foot outside the right hand. You guessed it, you can either grab your little block stool, or you can try now to sit into your squat without any equipment. So it's really up to you. And by the way, your squat may be up here, it may be here. I really have no particular preference. We're in lockdown, so it really doesn't matter. Do what feels right for you. And then as you exhale, hands come back to the mat, lifting the seat up, heel toeing feet closer together. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up. And exhale, arms by your side. Good. Inhale, lift arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale and step your left foot back, and you can use your yoga block, your can of beans, your step stool underneath your left hand as you lift your right arm all the way over and up. Bend your left elbow slightly as you stack your right arm on top of the left. Hug your right knee in towards your midline. Take another breath. As you exhale, if you have two yoga blocks or maybe your other can of beans, you're going to begin to straighten through the right leg. Let's inhale and bend the right knee, and exhale to straighten. Inhale to bend, and exhale to straighten. And again, inhale to bend, and exhale, straighten. Move your things off to the side and bring your fingertips to the floor, and inhale to plank, stepping your right foot back. For today, let's just hold plank as we exhale. Breathe in again, and then exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back. And as you exhale, bring the left foot between your hands. Grab your Goya Oboya, and right hand comes onto your block or whatever it is that you're using to prop. And then inhale to lift the left arm over and up. Bend your right elbow a little, stack the left arm, draw the left knee just a bit in towards center and hold. Breathing in and breathing out. Take another breath. As you exhale, grab hold of your other prop and begin to straighten through the left leg. Inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, straighten. Inhale to bend. And exhale to straighten. And again, inhale, bend. And exhale, straighten. Move your props off to the side. Inhale to plank. As you exhale, hold plank. Take a breath in. And then exhale back, downward facing dog. Start to pedal your feet all the way towards the front of the mat. Take your time to do that, and please feel free to bend your knees as you do that. Once you get there, give yourself a little space between your feet, 1 or 2 fist distance, and let your knees be a little bit soft. Hang here for a moment if that feels good. If it doesn't feel good, you can slowly roll right up into Tadasana. If you're holding here, take 2 more breaths. Let the head dangle down in between the feet. Maybe a gentle rocking motion. And then 1 more. And as we exhale, we're all going to come up to stand in Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a moment to fix your clothes, as my friend Jay Brown used to say. And let the shoulders come back into a nice easy position, palms face forward. Inhale, lift arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale, step the right foot back. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, hold plank. Inhale, hold plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, bring the foot between the hands. Inhale, lift the hips up higher. And exhale, step the left foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep arms out and up. Exhale, arms by your side. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale, step the left foot back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, hold plank. Inhale, hold plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, bring the foot between the hands. Inhale, lift the hips up a little higher. And exhale, step the right foot forward as you fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep arms out and up. And exhale, arms by your side. So you can repeat that as many times as you'd like. We're going to move on. From here, inhale, lift arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale, step the right foot back. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. And exhale, let your knees fall to the mat. Inhale, untuck your toes. And exhale, lower the rest of the way down. So I know it's kind of hard to see me from this side, but what I'm going to do now is bring my arms alongside the body. Listen carefully because I'm teaching this differently from what you probably do in your regular yoga class. I'm going to ask you to press your toes into the floor. Draw your thighs gently towards each other and press your hips into your mat. Fire up your gluteal muscles as you take a breath in. When you exhale, lift your chest, lift your arms. Palms are facing down as you reach your fingertips towards your heels. Neck is long and supple as you hold and breathe. It's a variation of Shalabhasana. As you exhale, come into a wide knee child's pose. Make the knees come almost as wide as your mat as you reach your seat back and lengthen your arms. If you feel kind of tired in your arms, you could rest your forearms on the floor and your forehead on top, or you could slide your arms alongside your body, reaching towards your heels. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders and lift your chest up. From here, let's come back to sit in a position facing forward. Hold on to, bring your feet together with your knees apart and hold on to the tops of your toes. From here, find a little roundness in your spine. Another thing that some teachers won't say, but I like to say that. We're going to bring the elbows inward as you round forward and press your elbows gently into the side of your lower leg. Notice sensations that you experience in this position. Some of you may feel like this feels really nice on your lower back or the inside of the thigh. Perhaps a gentle rocking motion from side to side. And then we'll release and roll up. I'm going to mirror you now, so take your left leg and fold it over your right leg. Take that left knee out to the side so that it's about 90-degree angle from your hip. Your left foot is just hanging out back there. It doesn't have to be tucked in close. Shift your right shin so it's more parallel to the front of your mat and flex your right foot. From here, we're going to take a forward fold. If you have a yoga block, you might like to rest your forehead on that yoga block. I don't have one, and I'm not going to put my head on that hard can of beans. So I'm going to place my hands right on top of each other and rest my forehead here. So they say, whoever they is, that placing your hands or something right in the middle of your eyebrows stimulates your vagus nerve. And as my buddy Jay Brown used to say, Randall Williams used to say this at Kripalu, what happens in the vagus nerve stays in the vagus nerve. Yes, there it is. I said it. But the vagus nerve is really all about stimulating your parasympathetic nervous system, that that rest and digest system. So while we're going through this stressful period of time, as challenging as it may be to sleep, I highly encourage everybody to get as much sleep as possible to help keep the immune system strong. Take a couple of breaths here in quiet. Then slide your hands back underneath you, lift up. Bring your feet back together again with your knees apart, but this time slide your feet a little further forward. And from here, you'll round the spine again, reach towards the toes, but instead of bringing the elbows in, you're going to take your elbows out. And this pose is called Tadasana. It's one of my favorites. It's called star pose. So the elbows out, the knees out, points of the star, the tips of your toes, the base of your seat being the other part of the star. And here we are. And it might look very similar to what you did before, but notice how it feels different. It might feel different, might not. You might not remember. That's okay. You can check it out the next time. Then slowly roll back up, bringing your feet back together again a little closer. This time we'll fold the right knee over the left knee. We'll take the right knee out to the side. Once again, in line with the hip as much as possible. Shift the left shin, flex the left foot. So think of this as creating a double Z with your legs. And then once again, we'll come to fold forward, bringing the hands or block underneath the forehead. And I encourage you to bring something to support the neck, because otherwise your neck is just hanging down. And we already, as I've mentioned in previous videos, we already spend so much time with our neck in a forward folded position. So I'd really encourage you to find some neutral length in that neck. Now, I forgot to mention on the other side, and it's just occurring to me now because this side definitely feels different for me than the other side, that if when you come to fold forward, you find that you're like cramping or it feels just like too much of intensive a stretch, you can bring those forearms or that block right in front of your knee instead, right? So what we would call a regression. So just kind of taking care of your own body here, because what feels good for one person may feel different for another person. And it's really important just to follow your own body. We're not trying to get anywhere. All we're trying to do is just take a breather from all of the stressful and kind of strange things that are going on in the world right now, to which we are entitled. Use yoga right now as a way to just deal with the stress and just be more comfortable and happy in your physical body, and hopefully that translates into your breath and heart and mind and soul. I'm getting a little sappy here, so let's come out of that. I'm not a big sappy person, so not that there's anything wrong with it, just saying. Okay, so we're going to come into a bridge pose. So one thing I'd like to say is that there's an old-fashioned cue that if you can reach your heels with your fingertips, that's your setup for bridge. But if you look carefully, I can bring my heels in very closely, and my knees now are past my ankles, which is not, especially for me with my terrible knees, not a safe place because it's rather unstable. The contrary is that if my heels are too far in front, when I lift up into bridge, I may find myself cramping in my hamstrings. So instead, what I'd really like you to think about is feeling like your knee is right above your ankle. I may or may not be able to touch, right? Maybe my arms aren't that long compared to my legs, which in fact is true, right? So if a yoga teacher says, touch your heel with your fingertips and now you know, then you can just ignore that, okay? It might be true for you, but it also might not be true for you. All right, so from here, on an inhale or an exhale, you can lift your hips up. So find which one feels more natural to you. I play around with it myself. So I'm just going to lift up here and hold and breathe. I don't generally reach for my hands underneath me because I find that that pulls on my shoulders a little bit. If that's something that you can do without scrunching, you're like this, not so much, right? Let's just kind of keep it nice and easy in those shoulders. Now, if you do have a yoga block and you'd like to have a more restorative pose here, you could do that. If you are lucky, as I am, to have this really cool step stool, I could bring that step stool underneath, and that's reasonably comfortable for me. And I happen to love a supported bridge pose. Just feels like everything that I need in the pose, the length in the hip flexors and quadriceps, without having to, I don't know, work too hard. I guess you found out my secret. I don't really like to work that hard. So this is a pose you could hang out in for maybe 3 more breaths. And I'm going to lift up, move my stool out of the way, and come back down from my bridge. I'm going to bring my knees together with my feet wide and just hold here for a moment. So I love the feeling of the lower back and the sacrum being more flat to the floor when I do this reverse Baddha Konasana. And I can enjoy a little windshield wipering from side to side. I actually like to do that very slowly so I can enjoy all the different places where it feels like a nice lengthening. Then I'm going to come back into the center. I'm going to extend my left leg long and hug my right knee in. I'm going to guide my right knee over to the left side as I open the right arm up. I'm going to either keep my chin facing the ceiling or turn my chin to the right side. I'm going to come back into center. I'm going to shift downward just a little bit because I realize you can't see me there. I'm going to hug my left knee in now. Take the left knee in my right hand and guide it to the right side as I open my left arm out to the side. So once again, my chin could be facing ceiling or looking over to the left side, and hold and breathe. I'll come back into the center, and either with feet on the mat and knees bent, arms out to the side, or legs long with the arms out and to the side, just to take a quick Shavasana before I get ready to organize some more closets, because that's what's happening here. Take deep breaths in. If you remember the breathing practice that we did the other day, let's add it in now, just as a little icing on the cake. It's going to be the squared breathing practice. So that's inhale for the count of 5, hold the breath for the count of 5, exhale to the count of 5, and hold the breath again for the count of 5. I'm going to do that 4 times. I'll count for you the first 2 times, and then just let you know when to change your breath the second 2 times. And here we go. We'll take a cleansing breath in first. Then we'll begin to inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. can stay here for as long as you need to. I'm going to turn this off because you don't need to hear my empty space, but I hope that was a nice beginning, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.